everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good night. As you can see, the queen is asleep right behind me, and I'm not going to disturb the queen when she's resting. But I want to sit down and do a react to Foodie Beauty. She did a live earlier that went on for 4 hours called Live with a Cause. And let's just call this for what it is. It's the last day of the month, and Foodie is just trying to snatch up all the Google AdSense money that she can. Although I'm happy to report she didn't get much in the way of super chats. Also, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like some of the Beezers are waking up. You guys want to see some evidence of that real quick before we get into the Twitter peeps? I am very happy to show you. And I'm pretty sure that this comment is going to get deleted really quick when Foodie notices it. So this is the comment from one of the Beezers. The name is Love Via Dia, saying, "This is so sad. What's going on? You are making enough money to get your life in control. Stop asking for money. Most of your followers can barely put food on the table. Facts. You are losing your channel little by little, and you can barely get off the couch. The live, I guess they were trying to say live, they put life. The live you did about Salah and his family was a disgrace. I was shocked, accusing them to maybe ready to K you. So disappointing." And that got 109 thumbs up. So it looks like 109 Beezers agree with this person. And the thing about Foodie's lives and videos that she does, she always edits the comments. Look, because there's barely a handful of comments for a 100K plus channel. And so she edits the comments. But this one, this top one that was posted 4 hours ago, she, I guess, hasn't seen it yet, and it'll probably get deleted. But it looks like some of the Beezers are waking up, and they are getting very disgruntled with the way she's behaving, and I can't say that I blame them. I just have this to say to the Beezers. I'm sure most of the Beezers think that the reaction channels are scumbags. We're a bunch of meanie heads, a bunch of bullies. But are we? Or do we just see through Foodie's BS and you guys haven't seen through her BS yet? Those of us that have been around for the last several years reacting to her, trust me, there's a reason why we feel the way that we do. There are plenty of reasons. I mean, there's so many reasons they can't possibly be counted. And those of you that are new to Foodie, maybe you're starting to wake up to who and what she really is. And for those of you that are on Foodie's side of the fence, if you think that her asking for money to go home, this will be the last time that she asks for money, think again. She's going to keep asking for money and coming up with new and creative ways to grift money off of you until you figure out that the grift will never stop until you make it stop. When it comes to someone who's a grifter and a scammer, the safest place to be is away from them. You have to shut the door, you have to lock it, and you can't unlock it, because if they have any access to you, they will attempt to scam you, they will lie to you, and they'll keep taking from you as long as you're willing to give. So it may take some time, everybody, for the new Beezers to wake up, but I believe the waking up is happening right now. And it's really going to happen when Chantal goes home to Canada and the Beezers figure out they've been lied to, they've been had, and Foodie's not going to live up to all the promises that she's giving to people. Right now, she's just breadcrumbing people, talking about the old times, the nostalgia. In this 4-hour live, she references a lot of things she used to do. She plays like Foodie Beauty trivia and saying like, who can remember the first meal I ate? And remember when this happened, and remember what that happened. It's not just her doing the nostalgia thing for herself. She's in a way teasing the audience of what might happen when she goes home to Canada. And Beezers, mark my words, you're going to be sorely disappointed and you're going to be angry. But by that time, Foodie is going to get all of your money and then you can't get it back. It's already been spent. I honestly feel that all the PayPal money, it's already been spent. So all that she's going to have in pocket is her emergency fund money and the money from YouTube. And I honestly don't know how much that's going to be, but If she's going to be in Syria for at least another 30 days, trust me, that money's already gone. So, with all of that said, how about we just get into the Twitter peeps? And I promise I'm going to make this react as short as I can. Her live went on for 4.5 hours. We're going to skip big, boring portions of that and just try to get the meat and potatoes and get gone for the night. So you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. Oh, pushing the wrong button. Don't do that. Don't push buttons like that, Rose. What's wrong with you? All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, you don't really care for Twitter, I do the peeps so you guys can keep up with all the Twitter stuff. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Fondue Spiteful Beach. And it has to do with a comment that I just showed you. Fondue says, Foodie Beauty, we are having a Beezer waking up. Welcome to reality. There are many people in Chantal's own audience struggling to make ends meet. Chantal is surrounded by starving Syrians and has the entitled gall to hold her hoof out to rattle her can. You are a piece of crap, Chantal. And she is. Obviously, she's not starving. Hasn't she come on camera eating a pizza and lots of fast food? Not exactly necessity food, not exactly needed, but obviously she's doing pretty doggone well, sitting there smoking her shisha and not making a point to, take care of herself. But there's the comment once again. All right, something pleasant from Science Girl saying golden pheasant and other interesting birds. So has anybody ever seen a pheasant before? Well, there you go. And here's this bird. Very colorful, huge, absolutely huge, gorgeous. Is that a pheasant? Beautiful. They're just some birds for the bird lovers. Something pretty to look at today. Ooh, and a blue one too. Very nice. All right, moving forward. Carrie S2222 says Foodie Beauty watches movies and steals the characters' identities for her make-believe high school stories. Good grief, what a loser. Yeah, she was telling a lot of stories today in the live, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't really care for the stories. I know that she takes other people's stories and makes them her own, puts herself as the main character when she was never the main character in that story. So we're just going to breeze past through all of that. I don't care to listen to her make up stories for people, just not something that I'm into. The Tone Knob says it's rather telling that none of Foodie Beauty's supporters ever encourage her to lose weight or better herself at all whatsoever. They are simply watching a food addict eat herself to death on cam and encouraging it. The kind of folks who order drinks for alcoholics. It's disgusting. Well, there are some people that do care about Foodie's health, but unfortunately not enough. And the people that do care about Foodie's health, they're not going to call out the people who go into Chantal's chat and talk about food, encourage her to eat, asking her when the next dessert mukbang is. I mean, the healthy voices are silent to the toxic voices. And that's the way Chantal likes it. She's a food addict. She's encouraging the feedies to come to her chat and take over. She's encouraging other food addicts to come in and, encourage her for her bad behavior. Like she's created this toxic machine, this environment of, if you will, of enabling and funding someone's addiction. Like she's been building this machine for years and she's very content to have it that way. Future Becky El Rafay says the cause being that Foodie Beauty, who allegedly is living in Syria rent-free with a man who is paying for everything, feels entitled to a flight and fully furnished 2-bedroom apartment in Canada paid for by random people on the internet, of course. So there's the live with a cause. Does she need a 2-bedroom apartment? No. Could she get away with a studio apartment or renting a extended stay motel room? Absolutely. I mean, she's one person. What does she need? She swears she needs luxury, but luxury that's a want. That's not necessarily a need, but yet she's portraying it as a need in the hopes that the Beezers will 100% pay for it. Once again, Beezers, you should be asking the question, how much money do you have, Chantal? And if we're putting in X amount of money, what are you putting in? What exactly are you paying for? No mention of that. And of course, she's not going to talk about that. Of course not. So she won't be held accountable. Speaking of being held accountable, there's a point that I would like to make. Let me just shut this off for a minute. So here's the point that I would like to make and stress to anyone watching Foodie. Chantal, there's a reason why we call her Chantoddler, because she acts very childish. And on top of acting childish, she literally wants to live the way that a child does. She wants to be taken care of. She wants someone else to take care of all the responsibilities of life. And she just wants to kick back and not do very much. I've been watching Chantal for years, and I've been reacting to her for years. And I can honestly say, with no hate, that I have seen her change with every guy that she gets with. Like every guy, it's a new personality. She was different with BB than she is with Pete's. She was different with Natter, and she was different with Salah. Like her personality, her mannerisms, her voice, her way of speaking all change when she's with a different guy. I guess it all depends on the guy's personality, what they like, and what they'll put up with is how she behaves. And of all the men that she's been with, never has she been more childish than when she's with Salah. I mean, the baby talk, the dad, and the bell, that only happened with Salah. And that's because Salah gave her the environment to be childish and not be an adult and maybe mentally and emotionally regress to being a child. So let's take it further. Let's talk about her YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel, in a way, it gives her a way to be childish because she is expecting complete strangers on the internet to take care of her and to hold her. Beezers, someone like Chantal does not need to be held that way. That's a wrong way to hold Chantal. You are coddling her and you are enabling her. There's only one correct way to hold Chantal if you want to help her, and that's to hold her accountable for her words, for her actions. That would do her the most good. But if you hold her in the wrong way, if you're enabling her, if you are creating an environment where you're paying for everything and she's expecting you to pay for everything, she feels entitled to your money, it's never going to stop. She's never going to grow up. She's never going to stand on her own. She's never going to be independent as long as there's an environment of forever being codependent. As I said, the way things are now, it's going to be one crisis after another. You're going to give her money, and then 2 weeks later, there's going to be something else. And then 2 weeks later, there's going to be something else. It's always going to be something. She's always going to need help. She's always going to portray herself as the damsel in distress, tied to the railroad tracks. Somebody please come help me. She's a 41-year-old woman. She should have it figured out by now. Right? Right. I mean, all of us that are watching Chantal, even reacting to Chantal, we're all adults. And I'm sure we've all had our struggles. We figured it out. So why can't she? She's making more money than most of us. I'm certain that she's making more money than some of the Beezers in her audience. So those of you that are Beezers, if you're getting by on not much money and Chantal is making more money than you, how is it that she can't figure it out? She can, she just doesn't want to, because you're providing an environment that she doesn't have to. It's about time that she has to, right? I think so. So I just wanted to make that point. Now let's go back to Twitter. All right. So Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, great job for 4.5 hours of work. Everything collected minus a few PayPal donations. So this is all she got for 4.5 hours in Super Chat. She got five, six, we got five, two, that's seven, $16, $26. And once YouTube takes their 30%, less than that. And I don't know what she got on PayPal, and I don't know what she got for Google AdSense, but it wasn't that much. I honestly think the Beezers are at the point that they're like, they're not going to give her more money until they know for sure that she's home. And since she's over there telling people, I'm not going home for another 3 weeks, then the feeling is, well, since you're going to be in Syria for 3 weeks and there's no rent to pay and there's no bills, why should we give you more money until you're about ready to go? So she's just hanging out to hang out so she doesn't have to pay rent. Although, thinking about it, there's door number one, her staying in Syria. She doesn't have to pay rent. Let's just say her rent would be $1,200 or $1,500, whatever the rent is, might be in Canada. Okay, so you're not paying $1,200 or $1,500 in rent, Chantal. But if you went back to Canada right now, and let's just say you rented an extended stay motel room. You just put the money down and said, screw it, I'm going to be here for a month. And you rented a car. So $2,600 to get your butt started. If you went gangbusters all month, like, you'd be making much more than $1,500. Believe that. So you're giving up a whole lot of money that you could make all month just because you don't want to pay $1,500. The logic in you, I can understand it. The Tone Knob says the person known as Foodie Beauty is going to be picky about where she wants to live and is planning a scam stream to raise more undeserved free money for her impulse purchases, junk food, and rugs. After all, her problems are your problems. I can't with this crap. Again, it's about the environment that she's created and the people that are enabling her. I mean, you out there, if you want to give Foodie your money, go for it. It's your money. You can do what you want with it. But I just don't see how giving her money is going to help her. Because even though maybe the intention is to help her, what you're actually doing is hurting her. Because you're not helping her be more independent. You're basically teaching her to stay forever codependent. But that's just my thoughts. Oh, no. All right, so this is from Bad Seed, Foodie Beauty, piece of human crap. What did she say now? Let's watch.
After all of this hardship I'm going through to get the perfect home, I am not moving back to Syria.
This hardship that you're going through, girl, shut up. This hardship that you're going through, you chose to go there. You chose to be with Salah. You literally chose to go to Syria. Nobody forced you to go there. So what are you talking about hardship? There are people that are going through actual hardship because they don't have a choice. They're going through hardships for paying their rent. They're going through hardships of going to the grocery store and trying to buy food for their family, trying to buy as much food as they can for very little money. Ugh. You know, I'm not one for wishing bad things on people, but I think it would be beneficial if Chantal had an actual hardship. She might learn something. She wouldn't be such a spoiled, entitled brat. Let her get some hardship going on. Let it last for a little while. Then she might appreciate things. She might appreciate people. But shut up with that hardship, Foodie. You're making me ill right now. I want to scream. All right. Enigma says, why do the windows behind her look like Kuwait? That wall and air behind her on top of the window frame isn't his place in Syria. So where are they now? I don't know. Could be a different room in the house. No clue. All right. Carrie says, LMAO, Foodie Beauty hasn't made 15K since Crackhead Olympics. Facts. Please bring a rational number if you want to try and challenge my post about her earnings. 5K is being generous. It's probably around 3,500, not including cameos and donations, which is why she's begging. And anybody out there, we'd be happy to make 3,500, wouldn't we? I mean, we could make that stretch, wouldn't we? We all of us smart people take $3,500. We could pay all of our bills and all of our rent, maybe. I mean, we'd be happy to get 3,500, but for Foodie, because of her expenses, her food addiction through the roof, $3,500 is not enough. And this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you have an addiction that spirals out of control. You need more and more and more and more and more just to satisfy it. Like that is most of her bill is probably for food. Enigma 2025 says, according to her, she has to show her bankruptcy everything she earns. So why doesn't she show them all the donations she's been making over a month now? Well, I got a feeling that Natalie, her bankruptcy trustee, has been contacted. Natalie's been gone for a while. She'll be back in October. But I'm wondering if people have reached out to Natalie, and if Natalie is contacted, what that's going to lead to. It might lead to her bank account being frozen, her PayPal being frozen, because Foodie is essentially committing bankruptcy fraud. But let's watch the clip regardless.
Report those incomes, Ray. Hey, Minna. Yeah, you have to report everything during the bankruptcy.
And I bet you haven't. And that's going to get you in serious trouble. I mean, that could lead to a lot of problems, Foodie. The bankruptcy trustee being contacted could lead to your bank accounts being messed with, you PayPal being messed with, and your YouTube being messed with. Because if YouTube gets a phone call from the Canadian government, you know, I mean, it could be like a domino effect.
Any money you earn. I have a cold headache.
You know, because the bankruptcy trustee who's in charge of your account, they're going to say, weren't you supposed to pay us? You're making all this money. Where'd this money go? And you're not been making your monthly payments. There's going to be questions.
I tried traditional roll for a bit.
You know, Foodie, you've been trying to be slick. I'm sure you've been slick. I'm sure you've told Canada only about your YouTube earnings because the bulk of your money comes from off of YouTube. Maybe Canada only knows about your YouTube stuff, but the bulk of your money comes from the Foodie content you do on the side using PayPal. I'm sure the bankruptcy trustee doesn't know about your cameos. You're not reporting all your income, man. You are setting yourself up for big trouble. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, imagine sitting in Syria, surrounded by starving people and feeling entitled to panhandle $1,700. And you won't show an Amazon link, will you, cutie? Cash only, conveniently. I'm sure this won't go towards your next 2 months' big debt payments. Yeah, and speaking of that, why should the Beezers or anybody give her money for her debt payments? Aren't they being generous enough? Helping her with getting back to Canada, giving her money to get started. I think that's way more than generous. Do they have to take it a step further and cover the debts that she's responsible for, that she acquired because she was stupid with her money back in Canada during Crackhead Olympics when she was making 20, 30K a month and she could have canceled all of her debt within a few months? Yeah. Like if somebody gets themselves in trouble, no one is obligated to get them out of the hole they put themselves in. Yeesh. Let's see what else we got here. There's a whole lot to go over, but I think we'll cut it short today because we got that huge monstrosity of a live stream, and I'm going to cut that down. I'm just letting y'all know. I love y'all to death, and I don't want to sit here bored for the next 4 hours, and neither do you. I don't want to make this react too terribly long. So when she starts talking about the stories, from her childhood, we're just going to fast forward, fast forward. I love the fast forward button. It's so great, especially in cases like this. But we're just going to get the meat and potatoes and get out of here. So go ahead, Chantal.
And they were eating lamb, and I really hate lamb. Yeah, Carrie. You don't have to pay for most applications here.
And look at the Beezers in the chat. They're already starting this stuff of, I'll pray you get a place. She probably wouldn't have any trouble getting a place if she just looked for places within her price range instead of looking for luxury apartments. She's so desperate to recreate the Canadian villa. Chantal, you couldn't even afford the Canadian villa. The only reason why you got in there in the first place was because of somebody else, Pete's. But it's never going to happen. You don't have the credit. You don't have the money. You don't have the rental history. You got a bankruptcy on your record. And you've got a bad social media presence. You got a lot of things working against you. So stop being so doggone stubborn and just go home.
No, he's not coming to Canada. Hi, April. I try liking lamb, and I just, especially after I got so sick the last time. The scooter? No, people use mobility scooters in the winter. Auction my old clothes, my abayas. I'm going to give them away.
No, really what you should do is throw them away. I'm sure those things are disgusting. You wear them for days at a time. You don't wash them. There's only so much that hot water and soap can do in cases like that.
Lamb is gamey. I want to take my scooter in the mall.
This is her dreaming out loud again. And this is also her breadcrumbing her Beezers. This is her getting their hopes up. Oh, she's going to take the scooter and go to the mall and show us the mall. Beezers, wake up. This is someone who doesn't like going out in public. It's a lot of work for her to go out in public. She doesn't like people looking at her. If she's going to be back in Canada, she might be afraid or anxious of people taking pictures of her and catching her out in the wild and they show up on Reddit or Twitter. I mean, she's not confident with herself. So she's not going to go out in public. She's only going to go out in public if she has to, like a quick drive to Starbucks or Burger King. That's going to be the extent of her going out in public.
And is there a Torrid in Ottawa or there's not one in Cornwall, Ottawa or Kingston?
Girl, forget Torrid. And I'm not being rude saying that. I'm saying that because Torrid only goes up so big. You were buying Torrid clothes back in Canada, but you hit the biggest size they had and you couldn't go any higher. You've outgrown Torrid.
Kingston is actually a nice city to live in, you know. It's pretty nice. There's also, man, I applied all over.
Yeah, but big question is, what places were you applying to? Were you applying to whatever you could find? Or were you just applying for luxury apartments, knowing full well that you were not going to be approved? And maybe that was part of the plan, to not be approved so you could look at Salah and say, I'm trying. I'm trying to find a place. I just can't find anywhere. So maybe he lets you stay a little bit longer.
You guys are going to be surprised. The poor babies are so cute, I know. Said she would. Sagittarius Shardy said that, or are you trolling? A makeover. Okay, I don't want any fake lashes. Those hurt my eyeballs. Okay. So it goes up to 400 pounds though, Ray.
Yeah, but you're almost 600.
Yeah.
So you'd be 200 pounds overweight. You would burn out the motor in like 15 minutes.
Paul Bernardo.
And I'm really concerned about the scooter that she picked out. It's foldable. And all I could think about is when something folds, like the sections that fold, those are pressure points. Those are weaker points. It's not all just like one solid frame, which means it might break.
Bernardo is definitely, I think he's in Kingston. Pay for my scooter, babes. Honestly, I'll appreciate any help I can get at this point. So, I think he'll have very little to do with my channel. We're just going to leave him out of it completely. He'll come and maybe say hi once in a while, but hey, Christina. So Chantal and Salah have mutually decided to end their time together and their marriage. They amicably separated. Salah is staying where he wants to be, Syria, and Chantal where she wants to be in Canada. Yes, thus we are at an impasse. In Kuwait, we both had similar visions. Here, not so much. Cornwall's boring? Not really.
You know, a lot of people might be asking the question, why is Salah hanging on to Chantal? Like, what is the deal? Sunburst Tarot did a wonderful reading on the situation. And I agree with a lot of her points. That the reason why Salah is hanging on to Chantal is because while Chantal is there and she's giving him money, for the money that she's given him, he's the big man on campus. He looks like, like a big important guy. But the moment she walks out of the room with her income, it's going to be noticed. I don't think he has anything substantial lined up to replace the income that she's giving him. So he's just going to the piggy bank for as long as he can while it's there. Because if she walks out of the room, he's going to be looking at the situation and going, now what?
There's lots of There's Cornwall pizza there. Hey, Kitty Charms. Listen. Yeah, I know, right, Scrape? Like, he has the nerve to apply for parole. Frig.
Chantal, I got money on a bet. I would bet any amount of money that you've been giving him money all this time. You guys have been talking, haven't you? I don't think you two will ever stop talking. I mean, why would he stop talking to you? You're the one with the money, and he needs money. I bet you've been floating him. And all the card readings that I've done, you still got a flame in your heart for that man, and you can't wait to get back to Canada and see him. Although at the same time, you're afraid of rejection, because if he saw you the way you are now, he'd be like, dang. And you're afraid of that rejection. So you're just keeping the fantasy of you and him alive in your head as long as you can.
I'm supposed to go walking around Damascus this week. It's going to be tough. Move to Kingston. I live in... Oh, Watertown is close to Kingston. We can Sonics bees.
More breadcrumbing.
Anyways, honestly, the last time I moved to Canada, hey, SA, it was too easy. It was too easy. Like, I got an apartment in no time and I was accepted very easily, you know?
What are you talking about? You got accepted so easily. The villa was never in your name. It was in Pete's name. His credit, his good job, his income. You were never on the lease. When is the last time that you lived somewhere alone and your name alone was on the lease? It's been many, many years. Many years.
You know? And the hardships I'm going through just to try to get a place this time, man, I'll be so happy.
And this is what I have to say to your hardship, Foodie. Spoiled brat.
I don't know, strawberries.
Sit on this and spin. How about that?
Canadian culture, traditional Syrian culture do not mix. It doesn't put a bad ending to their love story. Yeah. Maybe you can put a curse on me. Oven, yeah. Move to Gatineau. I'd rather not, honestly. The good thing about Quebec is they don't require first and last. First and last, like I was watching other videos of people on TikTok in Canada trying to get a place. They want everything, man. They want everything. They want like, they just, first and last, security deposit on top of that, your bill, your base rent, then utilities, then parking. You have to have like a good, perfect, almost perfect credit score. It's like so insane. Debt to, what is it? Debt to income ratio. Sometimes they check that crap. That's great. Yeah, they make you give, some of them make you give screenshots of your bank account.
Yep, that's all pretty standard.
Like, excuse me, like I want you to see how many times I order from Hardee's.
I mean, I live in an apartment myself, Chantal, and that's pretty standard. Security deposit, uh, first month's rent, pet deposit if you got a pet. This is all pretty standard. It's not that they're singling you out, it's just what they usually ask for. And the nicer the place, the more they're going to ask from you, which tells me that you're looking at luxury apartments.
Hey, Sealy. Yeah, there's different parts of Gatineau that are worse than others. There's some that are really. No thanks. Ugh.
Okay, Ray Bebe says after COVID, a lot of landlords got screwed out of money, so they are more careful now, not sticking up for them, but a lot of sketchy people renting. Right, like you're the landlord, you're just trying to make sure you got good tenants that'll pay, and also people who won't damage your property.
Honestly, I have a debt from setting up cable there, if you catch my drift. Saint Antoine. And I don't want to pay it. Like, it triggers me to even look at the bill.
But you'll spend $4,000 a month on food. You won't pay a cable bill. Priorities.
Local council helped you? Yeah, you're lucky, Veronica. Housing is like 20 years wait almost. It's crazy. Hey, Kara. I don't think he's watching, but I asked him to pin stuff for me because I can't do it while I'm live. I should do a Gora house. We would make a lot of money, I'm sure. Hey, Energy. Melanie.
That would fall apart so quickly, though. Can you imagine Amber and Foodie in the same house? That would break the internet. But they'd be fighting. Oh, they'd be fighting. I can easily see Amberlyn Reed like catching Foodie without her filters on just to get back at her.
Tell your brain that paying it closes that chapter in memory forever. That's true, Christina. I gotta pay it because it's friggin' tainting my credit report. I want to get my credit report up to like in the 700. I want to get it to 700.
Well, that's going to take years.
That's my goal. So when I get established and I get cozy, I need to work on paying my debt, you know, which I have been doing a lot more efficiently since being in the Middle East. But I'll be on my own now. Not yet, Zach, but I'm hopeful. Strawberries. I got cable so I could escape to something and not have to, like, you know. A narcissist will never let you watch a whole entire show. I'm
Talking about yourself right there?
not even joking. It's always them. If you're not paying attention to them and you're into a show, or if there's a guy, if it's a show by a guy, they'll be like, why are you watching that? Bird. I swear. Awful. I'm so just blessed to I need peace in my peace. Hey, punk rock.
It's really weird. She says, I need peace in my life. Where does she go and what does she do that she doesn't have peace already? I'm sure she's in the house. Nobody bothers her unless they have to. It's not like she's going outside the home to work and she's in a stressful environment. Sitting in a room and nobody bothering you, like you don't have peace.
HGH, it is almost 1 p.m. Bankruptcy? A long time. Funny. You had a tough breakup? I'm sorry, George. I haven't paid the cable bill. I don't want to pay it.
Yeah, well, strawberries and cream. Here's another interesting fact about Chantal. Despite the fact that she made so much money during Crackhead Olympics, she never completely paid off the Sangria Kia either. Ask her about that. She had like a $5,000 or so left to pay on the Sangria Kia, and she never paid it. And she was making so much money.
I'm going to have to, but I keep forgetting about it, and it just, ugh. It triggers me to see that address.
It's weird how she says a bill triggers her. And yet, how many times over the past 3 years has she brought up Natter's name in memory? So a cable bill triggers you. But every so often, you'll say his name with no problem. Okay.
Keeper. Lasagna, yum, enjoy. I started the goal. I'm going to run off with the funds. Yeah, it's not helping. Coming back end of October, guys. Thank you, Lorena.
And this is why she's not making much money right now. 4.5 hours of a live stream and she didn't make much money because there's really no reason to give it right now. She's got 3 more weeks. She's in a house with no rent, no bills. Why should anybody give her money? She decided to come forward and say, yeah, I'm going to be here for at least another month. So the Beezers are like, okay, bank is closed. We don't need to give right now. And I hope they keep that attitude. I hope the attitude becomes, we've given enough already. We've given you enough money to get your butt back to Canada. And we're not going to give a penny more until we see you're actually in Canada doing something. I hope that becomes the new attitude.
So, I'll tell you about my dinner in a minute. Paying is better for you. True. That's true, Christina. Yeah. I will be paying it, you know.
She's not even making sense right now. If she's got an old cable bill from like way back when she was with Natter, that was like 3 years ago. That bill has gone into collections. I promise you.
The final straw. I had some, so before Salah went, disputed irony. No, I got to take responsibility because I agreed to set it up. You know, I wanted cable because, like I said, I wanted something to just like escape into, like my shows. But
That's your problem, Foodie. You're always escaping rather than facing. Like your whole life is about escape. You dive into food to escape from your problems. You spend your money frivolously to escape from your problems. You're always escaping and running, rather than facing. You think that by escaping and running that the problems go away. No, there's going to be elephants sitting in the room waiting for your attention, and it's going to keep building up.
basically, I had 6 chicken strips, French
We don't care. Does anybody care what she ate today? Because I don't. Next.
fries. And no, it has like a floral taste, Veronica. The cable bill, I don't remember. It's like maybe like 300 or something. Not that much, but I think. Hey, Luke. If I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna do some trivia in a bit. I wrote out some trivia for each era. And we're gonna see how loyal, how long you've been watching me, you beezers.
Yeah, we're skipping past that part because I really don't care. I don't care for Foodie Beauty trivia.
I'll never get cable again. The only thing I kind of miss is watching TLC. A Chanel bag. Stop pigging out.
And there you go. Tilly T says, stop pigging out. Save that money for travel. Yes. Yes. The money that she spends on food is stupid. I guarantee you, the money that Foodie is spending on food, she could probably pay for an extended stay motel for a month if she cut her food bill in half.
I know. Well, the grocery prices in Canada are so incredibly expensive.
Not if you know where to shop and how to shop, and you just go for the bare basic essentials and know how to make actual meals that fill you up.
I see these grocery hauls like this. This was $100 in Canada. The people shop at like independent grocer. That's one of the most expensive places. I'm not going to shisha in Canada.
Lies. Oh, you know what? She's telling the truth. She's not going to shisha in Canada. She's going to go for the edibles.
You know?
And that's another expense that she's going to have, Beezers. Because Chantal does love her edibles. And she loves her roll-ups. And guess who's going to pay for that stuff? All of you. So get ready for her to be bombed out of her mind on edibles. Her doing the wheelchair edibles. And if you don't know what those are, wheelchair edibles are very, very potent. We're talking like 1,000 milligrams, and she pops them like Tic Tacs, and they're expensive. One wheelchair edible costs between $80 to over $120, depending on where she gets them. So yeah, if Chantal goes to y'all and says, I'm out of money, and she's been on camera and she's stoned out of her mind, you can guess where the money went.
Crackhead Olympics. I never did crack ever in my life.
There's a reason why we called it Crackhead Olympics. It was because of the constant streaming, the insanity of it all. Me getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning and finding 2 long live streams that Foodie's already done. So react to those 2. 4 hours later, there's another 2. React to those as well. Here comes another 2. Literally reacting from 8 a.m. until after midnight. Yeah, it was that bad. And that's not even counting the bonus rage streams that she would sometimes do at 1 or 2 in the morning. And you got to react to it when it's happening, because more than likely Chantal's going to dirty delete as soon as she's done. If you try to get some sleep, by the time you wake up, the stream is nowhere to be found. And then you got to go to the archive channels to see if you can find a copy, because if you don't, you're pretty much screwed for reacting to it. So it was a crazy time. She and Natter were on something, and they had energy to spare and plenty of gas in their gas tank. Meanwhile, we were all running on empty.
Never.
Lies. You're a lying biatch. Why don't you tell your beezers about going over to Natter's place? And some stranger had left a math pipe, and I have to say it that way, a math pipe over at Natter's place, and you picked it up and you smoked out of it. No, you don't want to tell your beezers that? Oops, I'm sorry. I let the cat out of the bag. But yeah, that happened.
Nor will I ever.
Yes, you did. And you had burns on your lip from smoke and stuff. We saw them. We got the archives. Don't lie to your people.
Maybe strawberries. You just started watching? Welcome, HGH. You'll probably know Scrape. Which service is Welcome to Dairy going to be on? Because I am not going to miss that. Do you miss making 20K?
Of course she does. Chantal loves 2 things. Well, actually 3. She loves money, she loves food, and she loves attention.
You know what? I don't even barely remember what I did with that money. I know I bought a Mac. I miss just getting up and going to Staples and buying an expensive computer, if that's what you're asking. I really want a new expensive computer, but we'll see.
And what did she do with that laptop? She gave it away in Cuba.
Hookah? No, it's not drugs. It's tobacco. Meth and crack are 2 different drugs. I bought a Mac.
There we go. Too Cool says, remember when you gave away your PC in Cuba? Yep.
Gave my computer away. I hate myself.
And I think part of the reason why she gave away the laptop in the first place is that she went to Cuba and she didn't have much money. So she traded the computer for something.
HBO? I hope it changed his life. I did it because he said he had a son who needed one for school. And I was like, oh, you know what? You can have mine.
Yeah, what did you want in return? You don't give away things for free. What did you get in return?
An iPad. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I listen, I like to think I'm a lot different. I'm a much different person than back then.
You aren't. You're actually worse now. And I'm not saying that with hate, Chantal. It's just an observation of the outside perspective. You're actually worse now. I think that the time that you spent with Salah, you have regressed so much emotionally, mentally. Like you want nothing to do with adulthood. You want to live like Peter Pan, like never wanting to grow up.
In this era, I want peace. I don't want a male form of any kind coming near me, okay? I just want peace.
Yeah, she wants peace, everybody. She wants a piece of one Beezer's paycheck and then another Beezer's paycheck and then another and another. She just wants peace.
I just want a bees.
And have other people pay for it.
Have you paid off? Yeah, it's been paid off.
And I know you Beezers are going to hate the heck out of me for saying this, but it is the truth. Chantal is an addict, has been an addict for years. And when she comes on camera, eating her food, when she gets back to Canada and she's high as a rocker, you cannot ignore and you cannot push aside the fact that those of you that are Beezers, you are funding self-harm content. Chantal's an addict and she's coming on camera and she's hurting herself using food and substances, and you guys are paying for it. And that is the absolute truth. You are supporting somebody hurting themselves. And you get to watch her hurt herself. The harm that you paid for.
Thanks, Gingu. The ebook. I need to write an ebook about my life. Oh my goodness. La Visa. It'll be the intruder. It'll be the.
I'm already calling it and I'm clocking it. Just because I know Chantal pretty well just by watching her. I don't know her personally, don't want to know her personally, but I'm clocking it and I'm calling it. That when Chantal gets back to Canada, she's going to put herself in the hospital. I'm not wishing that for her. That's what she's going to wish for herself, because she's going to get to Canada surrounded by all of her vices, money in pocket. What do you think is going to happen? You take someone who's an addict and just make them run loose alone, unchecked in Canada, where they can go get all the fast food they want, all the edibles they want. She's going to put herself in the hospital for real this time. She's going to lose control.
The story time of all story times. Let me know if I buffer. Thank you.
Moving on.
I used to be Cloudy, little nitty. Yes, Brenda. Yes. I had this tall giraffe my mom got me. She had it like people were just giving me giraffes. I don't know why.
More
He had nuts.
More fake stories.
Sam is my old cat, Tilly. Number 4.
Oh, she's doing like the trivia now. Moving ahead. Oh, she turned off the camera. I'm okay with that. Turn it off. We don't need to see your face. I just need the audio.
You like it too, Christina? It's so good, eh? Hallway kids.
I am absolutely amazed that Chantal can sit there and smoke the shisha like she's doing and not get sick. I mean, all that tobacco and nicotine, holy crap. She's sucking on that shisha pipe like it owes her money. And the rent is due. Girl, slow down.
All right. We had a special guest in that apartment. What was the name?
More trivia. Bye. Bye.
Haters probably expected to put him on chemo for like 2 days. Yes. Do you have hamster chemo? You don't want to go into class? You can do it, Krista. You should have gotten chemo. Radiation bees. No, I don't think a hamster could survive that, right?
She's talking about Howie the hamster and how he got sick and he died of old age. Although we saw different versions of Howie, it wasn't the same original hamster the entire time.
Never heard of that. I don't know. Hey, Saber. I just let nature take its course. Hamsters get old so fast when it starts. Yes, tiny shamrocks. Like one day he was fine, and then I noticed his belly getting kind of bigger.
And how would you notice his belly getting bigger if you left him alone in that room, in that cage for days? You know what? I'm not even going to get into it because it's going to tick me off. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep going.
And it wasn't, maybe that was like maybe like a week. Hey, Carrie.
Shut up, Chantal.
And then went back to Bayshore because Paramed was shit. And I don't care if they find out about that because they can kiss my friggin' ass. I'm kidding, sorry. Ugh, that's not modest. I'm famous now. I always wanted to be famous, but I guess it's probably not for good reasons. But
well, you succeeded just in a different way. You're not famous, you are infamous. Famous means you are something or you do something that other people look up to and admire. You are infamous. You'll forever be infamous. You are what people look down upon with contempt and disgust. They don't admire you. They don't wish to be you. And they probably look at you and say, wow, she's been on YouTube for over 10 years and she's got nothing to show for it. And I mean, absolutely nothing. What a waste.
There's some of you who appreciate my, why do my hands look like the Swedish chef hands? You work.
Okay, see, that's scary. Chantal is 5 feet tall, and without the extra weight, she's supposed to be tiny, tinier than me. I mean, look at my hands. Look at my wrist. I've got like a child's wrist. I have problems finding watches and stuff, bracelets to fit me because look at this wrist. It's crazy. But her hands, they look like, anybody ever take like a glove and blow it up full of air? Looks like that. I mean, and she's smaller. She's supposed to be smaller than me.
For Paramed, like as a PSW or in the office? I don't know, Iona. Okay, let me reset. I have to be modest here because it's probably in my best interest. Okay. Little Caesars. Yum. Okay, crazy bread. All right, and then I worked at...
We're going back through the work history, and she's all of her jobs. She got fired next.
Like I would do a lot of night shifts, and this place.
And she's telling stories again. I don't care. I did see through another reactor, No Madness Live, that she was spicy. Somebody had contacted Salah. I'm looking for that part. I ain't gonna lie. I'm here for Chantal spicy, not Chantal bland. I don't care for her blandness. It has no flavor. So I'm searching for that part. I don't care to hear about the made up stories and her job history and her trivia. Yeah, we're gonna breeze past all that.
It's a Franny, which I don't. I would want you in charge. Thanks, great. They're very picky now. Yeah, I'm sure it will be hard, just like it's hard getting an apartment.
Chantal, I'm sure a lot of people struggle to get into an apartment. You are not the first, and I'm sure you won't be the last.
Anyway, so that was the story about that. And then I just started making more and more on YouTube, and I just never went back to work. And I just tried to make this my job because like it's enjoyable. Like I don't
No. YouTube is all you've got. You put yourself in a position where no one would hire you. You would not be a good employee. You've got a bad past history with previous bosses. It's been so long since you've worked. You would not be able to adjust to a work environment. I don't think you'd even be good with remote work because you'd be doing customer service, and we know how you are with people.
Like I don't get along well with like management. I've learned that. I like to have my own schedule and stuff, you know. So you can find tons of jobs online these days. Yeah, true. I don't know if I would want to go back to a hospital. It's so hectic. I don't know if I'm healthy enough for that.
Nope, you sure aren't.
Lobster mac and cheese dough.
You sure as heck wouldn't be able to walk into a hospital, work in a hospital, pull out your phone and start filming people and filming things. Ooh, you get in trouble real fast for that.
Farm boy dough. Oh, I'm not going to have.
Bad internet.
I picture scooting around town and like going different places with you guys.
But you're not going to do it. I mean, Beezers, come on. Look at her now. She's in Syria. She's not even sitting up to do a live stream for you guys. She's laying down. This is what you guys can expect from Chantal. Lazy streaming. Look at me. I'm reacting to Chantal. I'm here. I'm present. I'm not under the influence of anything. I'm sitting straight up. I'm paying attention. Chantal's a much bigger channel, and she wants to make money on YouTube, and she can't even sit up and talk to you guys. She's practically laying down. That's nuts.
I watched this person on TikTok. They scoot around Toronto, and they go to like a tower. They go all over with their scooter, the mall. Thanks, Alham. Your husband pretends to laugh.
Ooh, that internet is bad today. It's really bad. And she's in the kitchen.
I don't know. I'm not insulting anyone here.
Oh God, she's eating again. She can't even wait to eat off camera.
Your chat's baiting you? I'm not raging. I've been wanting to say that for a long time.
Say what? Talk to us.
Don't be calling me corn-fed when you look like the Crypt Keeper. Thank you. And people are going to be like, you're mean. She's been calling me that for years, apparently. So, too bad. So sad. Hey, Michaela. You don't want to know. Some dumb corn-fed means a cow. No, I'm grass-fed, B. Okay? I'm grass-fed.
Grass doesn't have carbs, so that's obviously a lie.
Are legally actionable? She's an idiot. Dismissed. Oh no, she hates me. Join the club. Or free roaming. Amberlynn can hire you at her top. I want to work there. Heck yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Amber Lynn, Chantal, since you don't have a problem with sticking out your hands to your beezers, why don't you make a phone call to Amber and say, hey, I want to come back to Canada. Can you help a girl out? I mean, she's got plenty of money, unless she's sharing it with Emily. And Emily's got something to say about it. Why aren't you reaching out to your friend for help? The one with the money. I'm sure she could spare a few bucks.
How original, yeah. Whatever. Julia, no. Are you behind? Scrape.
Sorry about the eating, guys. I don't like it either.
Anyway. Hey, got that?
She's still eating? Lord,
My mom used to cut the toast into
who
strips.
cares?
Strawberries, yeah. If you go in there, like, it's somewhere that they can be mean, you know? That Heather Lindquist person is deranged in the head. She's a mother.
First of all, I don't know who Heidi Lindquist is. I don't think I've ever seen that name, and yet Chantal has an issue with her, although I can't recall seeing her name in Chantal's chat anywhere.
She has a business.
But notice the first thing that Chantal has issue with Heidi. She's a mother. What's wrong with being a mother? Chantal, I don't know why you have this thing against people who are mothers, but you have this special hatred in your heart for women who are mothers.
She used to be a fan, and then she went nuts. I have no idea why.
You have no idea why. No idea at all? Could it be your behavior? Were you rude to her? Were you rude to the chat? Did she figure you out? Maybe that's the reason.
She's tried inboxing Salah. He's shown me. Of course, he doesn't reply. Nice try. She sent a PayPal calling me a sow. She's like disgusting person. She's,
You know, I wonder if Chantal took the money. I'm pretty sure that Chantal took the money. Who cares what people say on PayPal? If somebody's calling you a sow, but they're sending you money, Chantal's going to take the money. She's going to look at the thing and go, whatever, and take the money. Guarantee you she didn't return it.
so hateful. I'm literally going to pray for you because you have been hating me for 7 years. For you to have that much hate in your heart for 7 years, you need psychological help. And if your daughter's watching, please help your mother. Please help her. This is not sane. Anytime she can send me a message anywhere before getting blocked, she will send the most hateful shit ever. The most disgusting things.
Well, let's not forget about what you did, Foodie. Since you're, bringing this up, since you're talking about it, let's talk about what you did, what you've done. You had people behind the scenes going after people. You had Missy Moo doxing people on your behalf, because she was a devoted beezer, probably still is, probably still in your chat under another name so nobody will know it's her. Then you went after Perfectly Imperfect and her family, trying to threaten her job. You also made fake profiles up with her children's pictures, trying to act like they were talking against their mother. And then there was also a situation with the father. You have been vicious going after people you don't like. And I also remember you went to Natter, and I'm pretty sure it was you, because you were talking badly about the reaction channels and I hate them so much and blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty certain, with no receipts, just based on your behavior, that you hated the reaction channels, but you're very concerned about your own income. You don't want your income threatened. You're always looking out for number one. So you went to Natter and you said, hey, I don't like these reaction channels. Let's see if you can make some problems for them. Hence the reason why there were 140 plus privacy complaints against reaction channels. And he based that off of what? The thumbnails, not their actual content, to see if there were actual violations. He, based on your say so, went after people. Okay? So you like to use other people's hands to do your dirty work. So you want to talk about people being vicious? Oh, you've got a long history of it. And you think that by removing yourself directly, that nobody will connect it back to you. It all leads back to you.
About my weight. She's a psycho Karen. One of those psycho Karens. Probably claims to be Christian and a good doer. No, she's insane. She's one of the worst haters. It's disgusting. No, she doesn't have a channel.
And you, Chantal, you claim to be a Muslim woman. And how much hateful stuff have you done as a Muslim woman? Like accusing people of things and just being nasty. While being a Muslim woman, referring to somebody's deceased parent as worm food.
She's like Lake Superior Gems is like, she has like a business called Lake Superior Gems. You don't want me to say that online? Then don't message me from your business account calling me a hog. Okay? Because yeah, I'm going to out that shit. So if you buy necklaces from her, you're buying necklaces from a bully. Just be aware of that.
She'll probably get an influx of business just because you said that.
She's vile. I'm tired of her harassing me. And if she doesn't...
If you have her blocked, how does she harass you? If you blocked her on PayPal, if you blocked her on YouTube, if you blocked her everywhere, like how is she harassing you?
Stop, I'm gonna be, I don't know, going the harassment route when I get to Canada. She's awful. She's probably 60. There
we go with the age shaming. That didn't take long.
What happened, cat lady? Yeah, her email, she's watching like a hawk. That's why strawberries. When I said gonzo. Again, I say like a random insult. Is it right? Probably not from a moral perspective, but I don't really care sometimes. I never claim to be an angel, okay? I don't come after these people first. Ever. So after a few years of them calling me names, if I want to call them gonzo once in a while, and that makes you mad, oh well. If it makes you mad that I call her gonzo and you're shocked by my behavior but not by theirs, you're a hater. Hey, Bobby Joe. Really, Coffee? She's insane. 7 years of hating that bad. I really feel bad for you.
You know, you have to question the logic. If somebody's been harassing you for 7 years, when the alleged harassment started, why didn't you just block that person? Why did you let it go on for 7 years? It's not making sense.
Who's FF? Crying about Muslims and being offended by you're not praying, but she openly offends Christians by repeating, God damn, lady, get some self-awareness. Yeah, right. No one, that's the problem. That's my problem with, like, no one should be telling anyone how to pray, when to pray. Like, how, that's not between you and me. You're not God, you know? You're not God. You have no right to tell me when to pray. Who the hell do you think you are? Think about it. It's so weird. But you know what? Whatever. If that's your opinion, I don't really care. Do you see me changing my life to how you think I should be living? No. So you don't pay my bills, but you probably do pay a portion with all the attention I get because of you hating me. No, it's not Heidi Lindquist. It's Heather. Or is it Heidi? Heidi's probably her daughter. So this hating thing is a family event.
Chantal, why are you going after somebody's daughter? You're saying, oh, it's probably a family event. So what you're doing is you're on your channel and you get a problem with this person, but you're going to include this person's family, even though they probably don't know about you or said anything about you. Does that even make sense?
Imagine, wouldn't you be embarrassed and ashamed if your mother was bullying somebody online for 7 years and you got in on it with her? Like, that's so weird.
But you don't even know if the daughter is harassing you. You're not even sure this person's name. You don't know if it's Heidi or Heather. So you're trying to attack one person, but you're just like, I don't know exactly who it is. They're just bothering me.
That's so weird. I can't imagine. Oh, Heidi's her daughter, because the mother is Heather Lindquist. I remember the name because of how much they email, message, try to.
And why haven't you blocked them?
Heather is like 60 something. I'm going through Salah's showing me all his messages.
Okay, now here is a question that I have. So she and Salah are done. They're done, right? They're separated, going to be divorced. So why in the heck are you going through his phone, going through his messages, going through his Instagram, like the two of you are still married? Does that even make sense to anybody? Like, what right do you have to go through his phone? If you two are separated and you're just about done, you have no right to go through that man's phone. You have no right to go through his Instagram or his Facebook or any other thing that he has that's basically private. You have no right to that anymore. And if I were Salah, I'd be like, no, you're not going through my stuff. Why are you going through my stuff? We're done. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Whatever I want to do, I can do. And who I talk to is none of your doggone business.
On Instagram when he had it. Doesn't have it anymore.
At least the one that you know about. I guarantee you he's got 3 or 4 other accounts that you don't know about.
He goes, I go, oh, I saw the name. I go, oh my gosh, here she is. Lake Superior Gems trying to message Salah, like hitting on him. No reply, of course.
And again, what do you care? If the two of you are done, if there's a million women hitting on Salah, what do you have to say about it? It's over. The two of you are separated, soon to be divorced. It's not your affair anymore.
Of course. Haha, loser. Like
you're still trying to claim ownership over someone that's no longer with you. In a few weeks, you're going to be gone. So why are you still going through his phone?
with the wide, empty eyes. Yes, those empty Karen eyes, psychotic eyes. Emailing you hate is really like, yeah. People are such imbeciles. Really lurking here? Scream go, like, Lish, why? What did I do to you? I'm fat. Clearly you don't like fat people because you always make fun of my weight in the messages.
You know, I'm going to say something, Chantal, you're not going to like it. You accuse everybody else of fat phobia, fat shaming. Maybe I'm going too far here, but I'm going to say it anyway. You are over 500 pounds. You're almost 600. I don't even think you like those of a bigger size. And why do I say that? Because you go out of your way to pretend that you are not of a bigger size. You're not rocking what you got and just letting it all hang out. You lie about your weight. You're using massive amounts of filters. You're doing everything you can to fool yourself into thinking that you're smaller when you're actually bigger. I don't think you even like people of a bigger size. And I can easily see you as someone that, let's just say you lost about, let's just say 300 pounds, right? Which will put you like in the 200s again. You're not to be super skinny. But I can easily see you as being the kind of person that even though you were over 500 pounds at one time and you lost about 300, you would hate on people who were bigger. You would not have compassion. You would not have understanding. You would hate on people of a bigger size. I don't think you like being a person of a bigger size, but you hate on other people who are bigger. Yes, you do.
Your problem with my weight is really not affecting my life. So you've wasted 7 years of your life trying to hate me when I'm just here eating cheesy eggs.
So she's making these claims against this person about they're hating me strictly because of my weight. Yet she's not bringing forth any receipts or conversations or emails showing the context of what this person feels, what they're saying, for her to back that up.
Like, I always say like. I used to have an English teacher who hated when people said like. Oh, don't say like. Fat phobia, yeah. People say it doesn't exist. I'm telling you, there are people who are actually fat phobic. Yeah, of course. Cheesy eggs. Cheesy eggs. Cheesy, cheesy, cheesy. Cheesy, cheesy, cheese. I remember a grown man nearby, like total trashy guy. He was at the park. I don't know why.
Oh, more made up stories. We're getting past it.
He had a superiority complex. Susie and the Banshees, yeah. Yeah. Sam's Club? Yeah, we don't have a Sam's Club. Foodie beauty meteorologist. I want to go to Costco, but I don't know, for 2 people or 1 people. Depends.
Chantal, you couldn't afford Costco.
So we shall see. McDonald's fresh fries, if they're salted properly, or Star World, I don't know. Angel Fly. Oh yeah, I wanted to look up movies. Hold on. My noodles too, but ugh, no. Yes. When a Stranger Calls, a long time ago.
Okay, if I'm fast forwarding through Foodie, it's because she's being boring. I can just tell. We're going to get through this real quick.
Turn of the Screw, yes. I like Burnt Offerings. That was a movie that scared me as a kid. For a time too. Tori Spelling is just ugh. So here, the price depends on where you're from. Canada, it's 100 US. If you're American, it's 150 US. I wish I could take Julia, I know. Hey, page 22. It's going to be very hard. Very, very emotionally hard.
No, it's not.
So, but if I get, guys have no idea, okay? If I get the place that I really want, I'm going to freak out.
You're probably not going to get it.
He loves talking on the phone. When he calls me, I hang up. It's annoying. Oh.
And if Foodie wants the place that she wants, make her work for it, Beezers.
Chronicles of Mr. and Miss Teardrop. Mrs. That's great. I know I have a hard time replying to people sometimes too. Not because I don't like them or love them. It's just, you know. You want to move to the far north woods?
Oh, here's a good comment. Mike Misguided says, you might need to take what you can get and work your way up. Be humble. Foodie, humble? Never.
Indomie is ramen, yeah. Tallow. We're into the tallow now.
Okay, you know what? We're just about done here. So I condensed a 4.5 hour stream down to like an hour and 31 minutes. I think that's pretty doggone good. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.